Bam.
Hi, guys. I'm Dr. Ayala. I'm a board certified family medicine physician. I work full time in a primary care practice. I'm one of 12 partners, Amarillo Family Physicians. And then I own and operate a med spa and wellness clinic called AFP Aesthetics and Wellness, where we do telemedicine, hormones, peptides, and weight loss, along with all the medical spa stuff.
I am Quentin Torres. Everybody calls me Q. I am a tech founder, CEO. I also own a consulting company. I am now the proud co-host of Synapse with Dr. Ayala, where we talk
Whoop,
about
whoop.
business, tech, psychology, philosophy, conspiracy even. You name it.
Kind of whatever we want. But yeah, so I think today's topic, we are going to talk about business. And I kind of wanted to open it, Q, with your app, Velani, because so Q has this awesome app. And for those of you, who have, but whether you're a business owner, whether you're just like a busy mom, whether you're both of those things, whatever it is that you may be doing in life and you feel like you have a million things on your plates, there hasn't been a good, like, unified system to tie work schedules and life schedules and family schedules and whatever other schedules you may have, personal schedules together. And so, prior to Q's app, which we will go into detail in a little bit, I had, an email for work and a to-do list for work. And then I had another to-do list from home. And then I had something for home tasks. And everything was just all over the place and I was missing things. And that, I think, made me less efficient. And so a lot about running a business and operating a business and then also being successful outside of that business is tools that can help you be productive in whatever avenue or venture you may be in. And so, Q, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, like, explain your app, tell people what it does, why you created it.
Well, I think you've already done a great job of that. There ain't much for me to say now. You did great. That's what I fucking need is someone like you.
Thank you. Well, it's been very helpful. I actually have my mom. So my mom is like my also / personal assistant, and she logs in from like, when she checks my emails or to-do lists or things on this kid's school list, she goes into my Velani and puts tasks in for me so that like everything is condensed into that app. And I can just click on one app instead of emails and text messages and then the Parent Square app and all the other apps that come along with every other thing. So.
I remember when we sat down for coffee and we were talking about starting the podcast and you pulled out 3 different task books. And I was so blown away that, I mean, you're clearly A-type, but to have 3 separate task books, because for those of you who don't know, she's a full-time primary doctor, but she also owns a telehealth and medical aesthetic practice. She also does her own fitness stuff, and then she's very family oriented. So she has a fuck ton of things going on.
Yes.
And so when we first met up to discuss having the podcast, she pulled out 3 different task books, and I could not believe it. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty much my life. And neither of it was efficient because I would like leave one at home sometimes and I'd be like, oh crap, and then I have to remember it or whatever.
Yeah, so Velani, it's pretty simple. Technology's in a place where it can be a tool or it can be a distraction. And if I was to ask you to do one simple thing, you usually have to jump across 4, 5, 6 different applications to do it. So a quick example is, let's say I need to take my son to his pediatrician, and Chelsea's going to say, hey, don't forget the appointment's at this time. I'm going to see that in Google Calendar. But then they're going to need certain records for him. So she's going to have to go to her Google Drive, download them. Then she's going to message them to me. Then I'm going to save them and download them. And then when I get to the clinic, I'm going to try to send it to them, right? And hopefully I don't have to do that through fax. And so there's all these teeny tiny things that add up and accumulate throughout the weeks in our lives. And I just got tired of scavenger hunting for everything. And I felt like there was a way to build something that was an operating system for your life, a place where you could see your schedule, your kid's schedule, your husband's schedule. You could have your tasks, your to-dos, notes, so you don't have to hop into Apple Notes and then hop into your iMessage. So many things get lost. I don't know about you guys, but I can tell you for me, and Chelsea is very type A, so much stuff still falls through the cracks. The schools have their apps, the banks have their apps. Everybody wants you to.
Well, I think, what's hard, right, is like when you have two, especially like, I'm busy. When I see my husband is at 9:00 at night. Like, and when we are at home together, it's kid oriented. I'm making dinner and we're eating and we're getting ready for the next day. And we're not talking or communicating, And then I work at night after the kids go to bed. Like, I sit down to work. So, I forget to tell him, like, hey, I'm doing this, or the kids have this, so we have to get this ready, And now, or even if I remember, like, he travels for work and I'm like, I don't remember those dates. I don't know when he's going away.
Yeah.
And instead of it just being a calendar, like all the tasks of like the kids and me is all in one place and we can all add to it. And so it makes it easier to prepare, but also to like communicate as a team and work as a team. So, because I think I knew, so for my last birthday, before I knew about your app, which I don't think it was like released yet anyways, but
No,
my
it wasn't.
mama asked her to please buy me the skylight like this. It was a calendar and it looked amazing and you could put kids' tasks on. And then I realized it sits on my kitchen counter and I never use it. And here's why. Because I'm never at home to use it. Like, I need it to run my life and I need something on the go. And then there is a phone version of it, but it's like not user friendly.
Right.
And you can't do certain things. And then I don't know, when my husband connects his accounts and then I don't know, like I just have the same task multiply. Like, it doesn't make sense. And nothing is easy. There's not a view either that's like a monthly view or like an overview that I can plan. So it just wasn't
Right.
user friendly and it's still sitting on my counter and I never use it because I'm never home to use it. Like, it doesn't help me if I'm not there with it, right?
Right. No, what you're describing. I'm telling you, I've had at least over 100 conversations when doing research for the product, primarily mothers, because usually in every family, and though Velani's not for families, that is our main target, there's usually someone championing all of the task, all of the responsibilities, trying to keep everybody in the loop. And so what I did not like was because I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
But I want to know what my son has coming up. Do they have a play? Do they have this? And so I wanted something where I could click his image and then see all of his stuff that he has coming up for the day, for the week. Same thing with to-dos. And so for those of you who aren't on Velani yet, if you are, just know we're also bringing notes very soon. So you'll be able to have notes. We're doing documents. So all of your medical records, documents, anything you want to have inside of Velani, you will not have to jump through 4, 5, 6, 7 different applications to stay communicated with those you care about most. Not to mention, we built it around privacy. That's another big one I should talk about really quick. So, Dr. Ayala, if I was going to say you have two choices, well, I guess you have one choices, but two options. Option one, you give me your wallet, okay?
Okay.
Option two, you give me your phone. You get to keep one, I get to take one. Which one are you letting me take?
Probably my wallet.
Why?
Because while my wallet has all my financials, like my cards in it, my phone has my financials in it, but also like my Instagram access, my Facebook access, my email access, access to people like, they could hack into my kids' stuff, know where my kids go. Like, there's just so much additional information on my phone that, like, I can block credit cards, but like, I can't just call Facebook real quick and quickly block. Like, that all takes time and very intricate,
How many of your work applications are on your phone?
Oh, a lot.
And then, of course, see, here's the secret sauce. The secret sauce is that's a catcha gotcha, because I don't even need a key to access your data on your phone.
Yeah.
That data has been sold a million times over. If Google gives you a free calendar, I promise you it's not because they're nice and lovely.
Yeah.
It's because your patterns, your identity, your search queries, your patterns, your behaviors, all of it's worth a lot of money to them.
Yeah.
So something very important for everyone to keep in mind is if you're not paying for the product, then you are the product, and you're paying for it with the most valuable thing, which is your identity. So for me, I wanted a place that was secure, that if I have events, whether they're personal or private in Velani, that belongs to me.
Yeah.
So just so everybody knows, we don't data mine. We're not keeping track of what you have. We have what you call a dumb pipeline, which means on the back end, it's a bunch of gibberish to us. So if somebody was to put a gun to my head and say, Q, you better show me Donna's stuff or else, well, it's or else, because there's nothing I can turn over.
You're dead.
That's it. That's it. And we built it that way because we truly believe that in the age of AI, in the age of super intelligent, advanced technology, privacy is going to become a premium. And so here's kind of where we're at. And I'm going to go on a tangent, so bear with me.
Okay.
Do you remember when Facebook first came out in 2004? And then let's say when it got popular, 2010, 11.
Yeah.
It was so cool to check in.
Oh, yeah, it was. And you'd be like, I'm going to the pool right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo.
This is like MySpace.
Yeah. In Vegas, checking in at Drunken Oyster.
Oh, and you tell everybody like where you were. You would like put your pin. Like.
Yeah. Oh, the CIA loved it.
Yeah.
The CIA said we could have never guessed that people would be so willing to tell everyone exactly where they were all the time.
They are. And what they were doing.
And what they were doing.
Yeah.
So,
and you put like everything, like family, where you went to school, like everything.
Just 1000% doxing yourself. Full transparency. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can call it the age of transparency or stupidity. I don't know yet. That remains to be seen. However, we went through the phase of, because what that was actually tied to was psychological status. The idea of letting people know that we were doing cool and fun stuff, and then we wanted attention for it, it was a psychological thing, and they played it very, very well. Mm-hmm. However, everybody's waking up to what's going on. So fast forward 10, 15 years later, now you talk about something in your house and all of a sudden you get on Facebook or Instagram and you see ads for that thing you're speaking about.
Oh, it's like listening to you.
It is. 1000%.
100% is. Yeah.
So even whenever you download an app and Apple says, ask app not to track, well, they can still listen. They can still hear what you're doing. They can still see certain things. I don't know if you've ever logged on to like Instagram, but if let's say you hit don't allow sync to contacts, you're still going to get referrals for friends, for people you know.
Yeah.
And you're like, you don't know my contacts.
Because it like tracks who else knows you or whatever. And then even things like if I do a search on Google, right? Like I love, I'm slowly furnishing my house. So every now and again, I'll like update a room and I'll be like, okay, nightstands and a dresser. And then I'm done with that. So I log on to Instagram and what do I see? All the adverts.
Yes.
For all these different, and it's like flooded and it's clickbait. Like there are definitely certain things. Like I was more the inexpensive stuff, but like duvet covers and stuff that I was looking for. And then you get all these ads and stuff like that. Yeah.
And it's annoying.
It's crazy.
So the thing with where we took a different approach for Velani is we're selling privacy and peace of mind, a place for your personal life to exist unbothered. So you're not going to see any ads ever pop up. Our free version includes the calendar for everyone in your family. It works on multiple devices. And what's nice is, let's just say you have something and you want your family to see it, but you don't want them to see what you're doing. You can set it to busy so they know, hey, mom's got something going on, but they can't see. And you can also have it extremely private to where it looks like you don't have anything going on, but it shows up on your calendar, right?
Yeah.
And then you have public. I just believe privacy is going to be the next premium,
Mm-hmm.
especially with AI. And people don't know this. I don't know if this is the podcast to talk about it, but are you familiar with quantum? Like any quantum technology at all?
No, no. I'm like
Okay.
quantum physics.
Well, that's a part of it. Yeah, that's a portion
No.
of it. Yeah. Quantum mechanics, quantum physics, yeah, quantum realities. So
Yeah,
in
no.
the term I'm speaking about, it's just a multitude of possibilities. So let's
Okay.
just say you have an iPhone key. So I text
Okay.
you on iPhone, you receive a message. You have a key, I have a key.
Okay.
That key is made up of a lot of different letters and numbers. And so there's
Okay.
only a certain amount of multiples or probabilities that that combination could be.
Yeah.
A quantum computer says I can run every one of those multiples at once and
Okay.
unlock your data within seconds.
Okay.
People don't know this, but Google's already released a quantum computer in their research lab that's already solving problems that would take our strongest computers, tens of millions of years to solve. So what people are doing is they're data shelving, which means they're stealing your emails, they're stealing your Google photos, your iPhone photos, and they're storing it until there's a quantum computer strong enough to unlock that data. So many people,
Oh,
we're
I
all
see.
virtually naked and
Okay.
we don't
So
even
they don't have
realize it.
access to it yet, but when they get that access, they will have access to everything. And it's really
Correct.
crazy because even AI, so I'm going to go a little bit of a different path with this AI, but what really opened my eyes, I went to this sex trafficking symposium, and it was the FBI was talking to us, and because they follow a lot of these cases and stuff. But people, are so willing to post their children and stuff on social media. Well, what will happen is they'll take the face or even the body, even if your child is fully clothed, appropriate, you're not thinking anything. It's your child picking flowers or whatever, playing with the dog. Well, these awful people take the picture of your child and using AI, they can like unclothe them and make them into like essentially child pornography. I mean, it was disturbing. And so now I rarely post my children anymore because even if you delete it, like stuff lives on the internet forever.
It's there forever. Just because you delete it, by the way. So let's do this. Where do you post stuff? Not you, but most people. Give me the top 2 platforms.
Instagram and Facebook.
So when we delete something as a user, we don't see it on our feed and we don't see it in our archives. That's just the front end. That's just the consumer side.
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram don't delete anything.
No. Yeah.
They
It's there
on their
forever.
back end, they have it forever. They're training their data on it. They're training their models on it.
Well, I mean, did you have a MySpace? Like, I've never deleted my MySpace. I don't even know where it is. I wouldn't know the password, but like, it's out there somewhere in the ether.
Well, Justin Timberlake bought that at one point. I loved MySpace I think I was in high school.
Oh yeah,
and
me too.
You could, play favorites and musical chairs with your fucking top 8. You've been
you could
cutting
put your
up.
favorite song in there. Yeah.
That's right. You cutting
And
up, I'm booting you out.
And your background, pots and kittens. I don't know.
Yeah, I think my background was Spider-Man most of the time. But yeah, favorite songs. MySpace was actually a pretty cool thing. It was a really good concept. So when you put it on the internet, it's never gone. It lives there forever. That's not how Velani is. Once it's gone in Velani, it's gone. Everything truly belongs to you, which is why we have a pay for the product pricing model. Because what you have to understand is these companies have to generate revenue. They have investors, they have shareholders, and so they have to generate revenue somehow. And if you don't charge your consumer to pay for the product, then you have to charge advertisers so your consumers can enjoy the product. And so though having that decision in the beginning really changes how you operate the business. So think of it this way. You hop on Facebook and you see ads. It's really annoying when you're trying to hang out with friends.
Yeah.
Versus Netflix. It's great show after great show after great show. One platform, the user pays to use the platform. The other platform, it's free. So everything they do is for the benefit of the advertisers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
The
true. I never like really thought about that, but like that makes more sense. It also makes me more willing though to accept a charge now that I
uh
understand why that charge is there, I think. And some apps are kind of transparent about that in the sense like My Fitness Pal. I don't know if you've ever used that app. Um, but you get the basic free version, but like an ad pops up every 5 seconds and they say to get rid of ads or whatever, pay for our
yeah, well,
subscription.
we call those negative motivators. So you flood your users with a ton of ads to frustrate them, so they want to upgrade.
Yeah.
And then you have companies where they're low tier, you're still paying for their low tier and you're still getting hit with ads. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then the other thing too with companies, here's something that should be said from a business standpoint, since we're discussing business. When you advertise on these platforms, let's say like X, right? The one that
Uh-huh.
Elon Musk owns.
Yeah.
If you're a premium user, their premium plan is $40 a month, which is what I pay for. So I'm a
Okay.
premium user on X. By the way, the platform, just so everybody knows, it's hit or miss. Like it's in the circle of it's trash and it sucks. Just a bunch of people name calling for no reason. And then other times it's like, man, physics and
It's
technology,
really
cutting edge
cool.
robotics. Yeah, so it's a hit or miss. So I'm not telling you to subscribe or not to, but I'm going to tell the experience. So let's just say you have an ad campaign budget of 20,000 a month going to X.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody you're advertising to is the lowest type of user on that platform, the free user, the one who doesn't want to pay for anything. So you're not even marketing to me, who is a premium paying user on the platform, which means I truly value it. You're advertising to the person who's not willing to pay for it. And so a lot of these advertising companies, when you are advertising on these different platforms, you have to be very careful, because oftentimes you're actually advertising your money to people who don't want to pay for products to begin with.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's a good point.
Isn't that
Never.
interesting?
That is interesting. I've never thought about it like that,
Facebook's the
Um,
only one that's a little different, because they don't really have they just started charging for users. They have their tiers now, but for the longest time, 15 years, 16, 17 years of their existence, they didn't have memberships. So that one's a
I
little
didn't
bit
even know
different.
that they had memberships. And same with
hmm
like Instagram. I mean, you can pay for Meta or with just Facebook too, but like you can pay to have the check mark and maybe get a little bit of extra security or whatever on your profile, but it doesn't stop you from getting an ad every second, you know,
Yeah.
post or whatever. No.
Yeah, that's
So
very true. I'll tell you what, security is where the future is. We've lived through the era, and you and I were guinea pigs. We're millennials. We were the guinea pigs of openness for everything, sharing
yeah.
everything. And I think at the end of the day, it's taxing, it's mentally exhausting, and you don't have
Yeah.
nothing to show for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I have a hard time because like everything on mine it's public. So I like don't have any like other than my name. I think Facebook I try to get as much personal stuff off of there as possible, but like it's hard. I don't because business I need to be social. I need to I like to give educational content, especially when it comes to healthcare or whatever it may be, just health and wellness in general. So my account is public, and so I have the mindset like mine is all for business purposes. Even my personal accounts, I actually don't portray my personal information to an extent that I would if it was friends only. Or if it
Right.
was just people I wanted to see it who I knew and trusted.
Truly safe people that you knew.
Yeah, exactly. But
Let me ask you this. We grew up in like YouTube taking off, Facebook. Now that we're both in business, because, I have
mhm,
public profiles also, was
yeah.
it hard for you to come to terms with, okay, it's clear that these social platforms are the new websites, they are the new yellow pages? Was that an easy transition for you, or did you have to like make yourself do it?
You mean for me, for my business?
Yes.
I think, I think while I knew, and I don't really know how to answer that because, like, yes, I saw the importance of it, and I could see that evolving, but I think it's very hard to understand for somebody who's not tech savvy or like techie, who's not good necessarily. Like, I'm a physician, I'm not the best at making social media or whatever. And you still have websites and you still utilize websites, right? And you still have flyers and you still have word of mouth. And so I think what's hard to navigate is, where does social media fit into all of that, and what is its true significance? Because now there's all these algorithms and all these highly technical things that, like, the layman person does not understand. And so now, before, when we just needed a web developer, right? Hey, make my websites and then we can buy a billboard or we can put out flyers or things that were really simple. Now I'm like, you need a social media marketer, and then you need this marketer, and then you need somebody for that. And now I have messages. I mean, I even have to track how I get responses or inquiries from, like, Facebook Messenger and Instagram
Everywhere.
Messenger and my phone and emails. And, like, that is incredibly difficult to keep up with. It's a
Yes.
very difficult environment to navigate, especially if resources are limited and you're a newer company coming up, or, you just don't have those unlimited resources. So while I think the transition, as far as me knowing about it, was there, yeah, I can know all I want, but the actual navigating it to the point that I could implement it as easily as sending out emails. Like, do you remember what's that monkey email thing? Like, you could add people. MailChimp.
MailChimp.
I like the monkey. Look, that's a good catch. People would remember the monkey. So, like, that's easy. I remember the days where, like, MailChimp, you were just making an email and, like, mass sending it out.
Yeah.
That was even simple. But now, like, with social media, it's so complicated. And do you have a catchphrase? And now can you attract a consumer in, like, 2 seconds? You have 2 seconds to attract a consumer. And if not, like, swipe. They've forgotten about you, and there's so
Very
much more
true.
noise. And how do you know what's real and not real? And how do you make, I mean, I could be the best physician in the world, right? The best. But if I don't know how to market myself or do it, then Joe Schmo down the street, who's great they could be the shittiest physician in the world. But if they can market themselves, then they will get all the patients, because now it's not about, like, merit. It's about how good you are at marketing yourself, which back then, to some extent, it was as well. Marketing has always been important. But now that there's just so much noise and so much saturation in every industry because everybody is given a voice,
Right.
it's easy to, like, fake it. You know what I mean?
Very much so. That's a great perspective. A couple of things we use for Velani: Intercom, Intercom, something you may want to look at, but it connects all of your socials, any of your websites, any communication coming in, it merges them all into one place.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
you can respond to everything. You can, there's a lot more it does. So we have all of our customer frequently asked questions, like customer support, in there as well. Nonetheless, Instagram, Facebook, the website, emails, anything that we need to track inbound can all come into Intercom. They're a little bit pricey, but it's worth it because they really do synchronize everything. LinkedIn, they synchronize with X. So, that's something offline I'll chat with you about. And they're not expensive. I think there's like $40 or $50 a month. Like, it's not pricey at all.
That's not bad. Yeah, because really, that's what my mom. That's why I had to be, because my mom actually works full time from home. But, like, because she does that and she's at her computer all day, she, like, monitors literally my 3 emails and my children's because I'm seeing patients all day. Like, I don't see my phone until 5:30. Like, even sometimes the school could call and I wouldn't know because I'm in patient rooms, and I just don't have the time to keep up with all of that. So like that's really what my mom does. And she sometimes sends me like a mass text at the end of the day. Or she puts it in Velani actually. And she's like, hey, check your Velani, because everything for that day is just in one spot. So
Wow.
mine's free for right now, but maybe Intercom will.
Well,
Mine is
Intercom's a
slave
little,
labor.
yeah, Intercom's a little bit different though. That is true like business inbound, where Velani, it's more of your
Yeah.
personal life. I will say
Yeah.
this though, I'll get you guys hooked up with that because we use it, we love it, and like I said, they're
Okay.
price friendly and it's so easy to set up.
Yeah.
It's great
That'd be
for
great.
inbound. And then
Okay.
the other thing that you said that really, really made me think was, I think what happened with social media was it started off as this thing that felt real. And it felt like you got to see into people's lives. And then it
Yeah.
quickly became not real. And what I try to teach my kids, my girls are young, so they don't have any social media. And, I'm big on like less tech, but for
Yeah.
them. However, I try to tell them about it. But hey, just so you know, you got to see these things like movies. It's all made up, fake. And every so often you do get something that's based off of a true story. But even that probably isn't so real.
Yeah.
And when it comes to business, this is something I've never fucking told you. And I'm going to say it here. Okay. And you're
I'm
going to
ready.
think because like what I do on my consulting company. So you're going to think I'm crazy saying this.
Okay.
My honest belief, if a company has resources, if they have the time, so resources, time, and I will say the patience, the very best platform to build on for any business is YouTube. It blows everything out of the water because how you and I are speaking, this is our 7th weekend.
Yeah.
YouTube is the only platform that allows you to have conversations in depth about what you do, what interests you, all these different thoughts, and it allows people to get to know you for who you really are.
Yeah. But what about now, like, there's like Instagram, which I've never used Instagram Live, but isn't that like now something they're trying to implement to do that?
Well, they've had Instagram Live for a while, almost 10 years.
Okay.
More closer to about eight years. Yeah, so they have live, but here's the difference. So you got to think about, since we're discussing business, let's think about platforms. Because most of these platforms are free and they make money off of ads.
Yeah.
They are going to constantly do everything they can to help their advertisers.
Yeah.
Right? So if somebody's not paying attention to you, or maybe your stuff is what they deem boring, they're not going to show it. Or maybe,
Oh, I see.
What was that company? There was a company in 2016, 17, their whole business, gosh, I can't remember it. Their whole business, they had an $80 million offer for their company, close to $100 million. And their whole business was built off of Facebook.
Okay.
Everything, their blogs, their shows, their whole website, all of their traffic, 100% came from Facebook.
Okay.
Well, in 2016, all this stuff happens with politics. Remember, Donald Trump is running for the first time, and it's just such a polarizing time in America.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg comes out and says, I want us to be taken more seriously as a platform. So any of the gimmick companies.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
We're sorry, guys, but all of their traffic died. Their offer went from $80-something million to almost $4 million for their business. That's how much their traffic died when Facebook changed. So I say that to say this. I am not a believer of building your audience on these platforms. I think if you do what you and I are doing, or if you do a YouTube channel, you do that, and then you take the clips from here and throw them there, that's fine. But I would never try to figure out what works on Facebook. I would never try to say, what the fuck works on Instagram, and do that, because they will change it in the next 6 months. So the best thing you can do is...
what you're saying is like YouTube remains tried and true. Like you're going to go there for what YouTube has to offer, and it's going to stay the same, because the algorithm, people always talk about this algorithm, and it's always changing. And I mean, I've just given up. I just post like whatever the hell I feel like it. And if I do well, great. And if I don't do well, like, I don't know. And do I know what time to post? And no, I don't even care anymore. I'm like, this is just too much. I don't even have the bandwidth for that, But one thing I will say though, so here I am a physician. and I was talking about peptides on my podcast. No, not on my page. But I made like a post. I wasn't in it. I think I just made the post. And I was not allowed to post it. They took it off they actually allowed me to put it on my personal page. They kept it on my personal page. They took it off my business page, like for my company. And what was crazy to me is like, I'm a medical physician and I can research, like I can type in the exact same thing on peptide into Instagram, and it's on influencers pages, and it's on all these people that like, I'm probably the most qualified person to talk about peptides as far as like my degree is concerned, not me personally, just like my degree. And like, I'm being censored because I don't know why. Like, I don't even understand it. And I just gave up, like, whatever. But it's crazy.
That's look, Dr. Ayala, who is she? She knows nothing about attention. Let's turn her down.
Because I don't have 70,000 followers.
Yeah. You know? Oh, who is this doctor, educated person, licensed in Texas?
She doesn't know anything because only 1,000 people follow her.
Yeah. YouTube is very much still bottom of the funnel. So people on YouTube are usually looking for something, and then they find that person that they resonate with, and then they're going to kind of stick around. So YouTube is still, they're not perfect, but they're the best in terms of building a true audience, people who really care about their relationship with you. And I don't like to use the word own, though I will in this instance because it makes perfect sense. YouTube really does allow you to own your audience, right? Yeah. And so if it was me, if you, again, to the beginning, if you had resources, if you had patience, and you had the time, then I would start with YouTube, put out the long form comment, put out a 15-minute video every single day. I would also have a newsletter in my description on YouTube. And over 1.5 to 2 years, you will build an audience that you can take with you no matter where you go. Whereas Facebook, they will hijack your audience. Instagram, they will hijack your audience. They'll say, oh, so-and-so's popular, but here's the celebrity over here. We're going to funnel all of them to start seeing this celebrity's content more. And so you got to be very careful when you're playing these games of platforms, because what works today won't work tomorrow. And Facebook is notorious for updating their terms of service, and they won't even tell you. So content that you may have made a year ago that was okay, they'll flag it because of their new update of terms of service or their new policies.
Well, and who reads that anyway? It's like, I don't think anybody really reads it until you get flagged. And you're like, what did I violate? Like, what do you mean I violated your whatever, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I don't read terms of service. And that's also, look, as much as I hate to say it, that's part of the problem. All the stuff that these guys get away with. But the other thing too is the mindset is different. So you're a physician. Okay. So the level of complexity is extremely high for you. And then you have to take that extreme complexity and break it down into extreme clarity. And you do that through communication. Yeah. These platforms don't allow you to do none of that. They simply say, hey, where's the slop at? You've got 2 seconds to do something fucking stupid. You better put some lemon juice in your eyes and then start talking about peptides. You know?
Yeah.
Hi, here you are jumping off a fucking building, doing a backflip off of a fucking building, and then you hit your neck and you're like, and peptides. Here's why you need to know about BP 1728 or whatever they're called. Like, it's
true though. You know, like you really do, like you have to do so much ridiculous stuff to get, and I'm just not that person. Like I cannot fake it. Like I cannot be not real or myself. Like I have a really hot, like I'm actually a great actress, by the way. I believe theater in high school, but that's like planned. But like, as far as like fake it, like I just can't do something ridiculous for attention. No shame on anybody else if you do that or whatever. I'm just saying, like, me personally, like if I don't feel it or whatever, I'm not doing it.
Well, and the thing for you, Dr. Ayala, is you're not in a gimmick profession, right? It'd be one thing if you're a comedian or if you're an entertainer. I could understand that. you're a licensed physician and you do very serious things. Like all the decisions you make have real life implications.
Yeah.
So doing something stupid to go viral, so hopefully some fucking person is like, oh yeah, I need to call my doctor today. It just doesn't, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why
I mean, I guess it depends on like the purpose of the Instagram, right, or the platform. But like if mine is medical education, then that would not make sense.
Correct. Yeah, YouTube, as they're not perfect, like I've said, but they are still the best. And, you know, I've been uploading all my cold plunges up to YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I did get this weird DM. I'll say it here. I got this weird message. See, here, the difference between men and women is when a guy gets a DM, it's always super weird because we never get them. So like, oh, somebody's watching, somebody's paying attention. Anyways, it was this dude. He was clearly from somewhere else. And I don't know if it was a fake profile, but he said, I've really been enjoying your cold plunge videos. Been watching them every day.
But girls get that every day. Like every day. Like sweet.
That's
like,
true.
And we just become like used to it. Where it is like it's an anomaly for you as a male. And you're like, whoa, some dude is
like,
watching me in like a way that I wasn't trying to portray myself.
Yes.
You know? Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
But hey, you have an admirer.
From another country.
That's the thing about social media too, right? You got to really choose your audience. I mean, you can choose what you want your audience to be interested in.
Right.
But
right.
You can't choose your audience.
I said, how many days have you been watching? He goes, every day. I said, and you haven't subscribed yet, you asshole? Get this.
You better at least like my page.
Yeah, bro. I'm not doing eye candy for free and watch me get wet and not subscribe.
I'm trying to make money, yeah.
Okay, look, this was a great one. I think that's the pod. This one was fun.
Yes. I'm wearing a blazer today. This is the most professional I've looked.
No, you always look professional.
Don't lie to me. Okay, guys. So on that note, I will come looking professional from here on out.
To be fair, that wasn't your fault. Just so everybody knows, that is because something came up in my world and I couldn't make our usual time. And the only other time she had was 7 a.m. on a Sunday.
And I was really sick.
Yes. But she showed up, she showed out, and she did great. And also, she doesn't make excuses. She gets it fucking done. I don't know any people. That's
the positive.
I don't know anybody who's like, yeah, 7 a.m., let's do it. Like, so have some grace.
Yes.
Woke up and did it.
There we go. My husband literally said, he's like, you cannot post that. You look like you rolled out of bed. And I was like, I did roll out of bed. I did. That is literally what I did to do that podcast. So if you want more of, I'm going to try to limit that content, but I can't promise it won't be gone forever because I'm a people pleaser / I'm really not a people pleaser.
Look, so but that was so good. It was so good. When you talked about medications not being a one shoe fits all, I have never heard that. Just even if you get it right for some people, there's always going to be other people who get it wrong because of their DNA, their genetics. Yeah. That was so enlightening. So it was very much worth it.
Good. Yeah. Okay, so even though I looked like garbage, good stuff came out of my mouth.
You didn't look like garbage. Yahweh. Calm down, goodness.
Okay. Well, you have a good night, and I will see you on the pod next Thursday.
That's right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.